Hi guys, welcome to our series on the book of Revelation. Revelation stands out, right? So in order to understand it, we need to understand that it does stand out. There's different genres of writing in the Bible, like some of them are epistles or letters. Some are the Gospels, some are prophetic books, and there's a couple other mixed in there. But Revelation stands alone as the only book classified as apocalyptic literature. So today we're going to look at a little bit of what does that mean? I'm sure most of you guys have heard of the apocalypse, right? The end of the world. And first of all, just so you guys notice, the world hasn't ended yet, right? If you look around, things are still running. I want to, even before we start talking about this book in the Bible, because everybody's got a different opinion on it, I want to go back to another verse in one of the Gospels. We're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36. And this is Jesus talking. He says, "But about that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in the heaven nor the Son, but only the Father." Right? Nobody knows when the world's going to end. And Jesus specifically says no one will know. He doesn't say, oh, that guy who does those solved videos on YouTube, that guy's going to know. The Mayans, when they make their calendar, they're going to know. Your friend Kevin from math, he's going to know. No, he says literally no one is going to know, right? So in light of that, why do we even bother? If we're looking at a book that is about the end of the world that we don't know when it's going to happen, why do we need to look at it? And for that, I'm going to jump again to another verse. This is in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. It says, "All scripture is God-breathed and is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness." All scripture is important. I'm reading this book that it's pretty old, like 170 years old. And it's written by a French professor. And one of the things he brings up is everything in the Bible has an application in our lives. Not just this is important to know to blank, but it has an important application that we personally can use to grow. So we can't just pick and choose from scripture and go, well, you know, it's really easy to live by this one, but this one's tough, so I guess I don't believe it, right? We have to believe in all of it. All of it is both God-given and important to us. So how do we understand the scripture since it isn't a historical account? This was a vision brought to John, right? Well, apocalyptic literature is found only once in the Bible. It's found basically everywhere in pop culture. Movies like Zombieland, Mad Max, or The Road, TV shows like Revolution, Walking Dead, or even shows that highlight preparing for the pending apocalypse, like Doomsday Preppers, right? What about video game series like Fallout and The Last of Us and Darksiders? All of these are based on the world ending, right? And there's one specific thing, as you guys listen to us over the next few weeks in this series, that I want you to think about. When the world ends, what happens? And try to think of how Revelation might be a little bit different. We'll let you know in the last episode of this series, but we want you to start to think about it a little bit now. So the reason we really want to focus on Revelation is because it's avoided a lot, right? There's so many interpretations that people don't want to take the time to sift through and figure out what's right or what's wrong or, you know, where they fit in all of it. They just want to avoid it. So we want to help you have a better understanding and help yourself understand that Revelation is not something to be afraid of. So next week, we're really going to have some fun. We're going to talk about some of the crazy symbols that are in the book of Revelation. They're really out there. So what I want you guys to do is start to read ahead a little bit and pick some of those crazy things and try to make something that shows what you get out of it, right? And I want this to be absolutely insane. If you want to make it out of Legos or paper mache, or you want to paint it or draw it or do an interpretive dance that helps you understand it, whatever it is, we want to see it. And I know you guys are talented because we just finished a series that showcased all of your guys' talents. So I'm excited to see what you guys come up with, but I'm also going to have some right after this message that I've worked on that kind of help me understand it, and some that might just be for fun. So this is a 4-week series, and this week there obviously won't be any from you guys because you're just hearing about it. But I'd like to see over the following 3 weeks a lot of different interpretations from you artists out there.